Hello, welcome to Duncan Egg Bricks and to part 40 of my Hogwarts MOC series. Today we're going to be revisiting the Long Gallery building behind my sig fig here, and we're going to be making a few alterations so that there's space for the Room of Requirement. Now, if you go back to my original videos on the Long Gallery and the Defence Against the Dark Arts classroom, which takes up the ground floor space in here, then you might be thinking, where exactly is the Room of Requirement going to go? Inside here, there was a small space off to one side, which had Lockhart's office on the ground floor, as we call it in the UK, and then up on the first floor was an empty space which I was going to use for Umbridge's office, and indeed I'm still going to do that. The rest of the space was taken up with the Defence Against the Dark Arts classroom, set up for the Boggart lesson, and then a small walkway that went along the back, connecting one end to the other. So what I've actually done is I've rethought my concept a little bit, and I've decided that that walkway was, although nice because it enabled me to have Minifigs sort of walk from the Great Hall end all the way through to the bell towers, the other end of the castle, really, it didn't really matter. I've got spaces in my castle such as the Transfiguration lesson and Professor McGonagall's office, which are not really accessible properly from anywhere else in the castle. So I've thrown those kind of rules out of the window a bit because it did allow me to make much better use of the space. The Long Gallery is quite a large building. It's built on two 16 by 16 base plates and a 2 by 16, so it's quite large, but it was only really being used for its full space for that one scene on pretty much 2/3 of the base length. So what I've actually done, and I've done the work already, I'll just show you the finished product, is I've gone back in and I have done this. Now, we've still got the scenes that were there originally. Lockhart's office is pretty much unchanged, and so is the Defence Against the Dark Arts lesson. What I've actually done is I've gone in and put some arches in here, which means that we have a first floor on this side, but it's actually 2 bricks higher than the rest of the first floor over here. And that has meant that I've been able to keep the interior details, such as the dragon skeleton and also the chandelier hanging down here. Now, obviously, everything is a little bit more squashed in here. Originally, these were higher up, and they were hanging right from the Technic bricks at the top, but I'm pretty happy with where they are now. It has meant changing a few things around, and it has become a little bit more difficult to see, but under there you can see these brown inverted slopes just here. I've actually extended those so they form part of the structure which holds up this floor here, as well as these plates that come across the front here and hold that. So actually it's a pretty solid structure. There's a little bit of flex in it, but it's enough that you can put stuff on it and you don't have to worry about it breaking too much. It does mean not as much light gets into this space down here, but that is a problem all over my castle and will hopefully be something that I solve with some lighting in the future. So, on to the actual Room of Requirement itself. What I've done here, I've put it in this space, partly because I quite like it in terms of using up this space, and also for 2 other reasons. Firstly, I like the fact that it kind of mirrors the Defence Against the Dark Arts lesson going on downstairs, and also I really like the idea of putting Umbridge's office right here. You can see I've done a few bits of experimentation with a fireplace and also an integrated bookcase there. I really like the idea of having Umbridge's office right next to the Room of Requirement, so they're sneaking around right under her nose and are unable to, or rather she's unable to find out what's going on. Of course, we do need a way to get into the room, and at the moment I've come up with a bit of a solution which I'm not 100% happy with, and I may change in the future. It's actually on this end here, and you probably notice, because the camera is picking it up, that there is a line around here, and actually instead of swinging open or anything like that, this literally just pops out. It's just a stack of bricks with some cheese wedges on top, and then behind there is a doorway. Obviously, it's a little bit higher than the floor level, so I'll have to have a think about that in terms of what I do in the bell towers to enable people to get up there. So let me know if you think this is a good idea, or if I should just leave the door. My other option was just bricking up this wall completely, and then just imagining that the entrance was somewhere here, or, you know, further through where it's effectively been chopped off. But for the moment, I'm pretty happy with that, and especially in person, that makes a pretty seamless entrance. What I've done actually for the main room itself, I've used some of these large 8x8 modified plates with the grill pattern on them. I was really happy to use them. If you've got any of the more recent Harry Potter Hogwarts sets, so the 20th anniversary ones, they come with an awful lot of these plates, so I've got loads of them and I was happy to use some up. I've also managed to integrate details from the Room of Requirements set that came out the previous year. So for instance, I've used these trans blue columns, which I think represent the mirrors that go around the room. I've just used them 2 at either end, 2 down there, and as you can see, 2 up there. There's also the notice board that comes in that set, which is a sticker, including the picture of Cedric Diggory and the Old Order of the Phoenix. And to add to that, I've actually gone out and got this tile, which is from the not quite sure of the name, but it's the minifigure pack that I think is supposed to go with Diagon Alley, but for some reason includes this as well. So obviously this just has the names of Dumbledore's army members, and it looks really great. I've got a place for it just here. It'll go up on the wall, which I think that looks really great if I can get that to focus. Yeah, I really like that. And the other detail I've managed to include as well are the sort of truncated columns that come down from the ceiling, which I believe were originally designed for the trophy room set, and they just moved them over to the Room of Requirement. But anyway, we've got those along the back, those kind of half top halves of columns, and they're really simple. They are literally 2 parts each. It's just one of these arch pieces and then one of these double inverted slopes, and they just hang on for dear life, but they seem to work. I'll put that on off camera, otherwise I'm probably going to break stuff. The other thing I have tried to include in this as well is some of the room's other function. Now obviously this is one of the major forms that the room takes, but the other one is as the room of lost things or lost objects, so I've decided to try and include that as well. Rather than having a separate dedicated space, I've actually made use of some of the dead space around the top of this. So we've got a sword here, an axe with a chain on it. That's actually one of the chains that was originally holding up the dragon skeleton. There wasn't space for them now, so they have been moved. And then down at the other end, there are more details. We've got another sword, a couple of teacups, a cauldron, a frying pan. This is an old print for the Marauders map, which came out when I think in the original Prisoner of Azkaban sets. So I'm just using it as a generic little map piece, or as a kind of Easter egg. Maybe it's an early draft that the Marauders disposed of somehow. There's a broomstick behind here, a golden egg, which has obviously been left over from the Triwizard tournament. There's actually a crossbow inside that chest just there. It's just held loosely in place, but the chest can't open completely, so it's not going to fall out. Little gold statuette just there, and one of the 2 Cornish pixies from the Chamber of Secrets set. The other one is actually in the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. I don't know if I can get this at an angle where you can see it. It's actually just hiding at the back. I'll just move my light around. There you go. It's just hiding in the rafters, obviously left over from Lockhart's lesson. So those are the main details I've included in there. The other thing to do is integrate some minifigs, and of course we're going to want them to be doing a lesson or a couple of different lessons. So the first fig, or kind of fig, I will integrate is this Death Eater dummy. This came in the Room of Requirement set. Just done a small modification where I fitted this bracket onto the back. Just means I can pop him down on one of these studs there. Just about fits in. That looks pretty good. Of course, we're going to need Harry to be instructing everyone. This is the Harry from that set again. Put him in the middle somewhere. Hermione, again from that set. It's a good set for minifigs. And Luna, again from that set. So that's a good selection there. I also thought I'd include a couple of figs from the Hogwarts student pack. So we've got, I believe this is Cho Chang, and I think this is Hannah Abbott, who are both also members of Dumbledore's army. So that's some good figs. I'm just putting these roughly around. I may change the positions in the future. And the final thing to put in, of course, are the Patronuses, these wonderful pieces that came again in that Room of Requirement set. We've got Hermione's Patronus, which is an otter here, just fits over 2 studs, so I'll put him there. And then this hare, which is Luna's Patronus, so I'll put that over there. Of course, we also have the stag that came in a different sets, which is Harry's Patronus, but I do think that would rather overwhelm the scene, and I am planning on doing a Forbidden Forest and Lake scene with Sirius and Harry, so, you know, I'm going to keep that for there rather than trying to get another one. So there we go. Of course, I do need to give all the characters wands. That would be appropriate for the scene. And I may try and do some sort of trans clear / trans blue stacks of studs or bricks or something, so you can have the Patronuses floating through the air. But this is the basic idea, and I'm really happy with the Room of Requirement. I think it makes a nice parallel with the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom down below, and I think it makes such a better use of the space. I think that's partly why I wasn't super happy with the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, because it took up so much space, and space is at a premium in my Hogwarts. So yeah, I'm really happy to do that. So yeah, that's one of the latest things I've been working on while I've been off over Christmas, and also not very well. I'm pretty much better now, so hopefully my content will resume with as many videos as I can. I am looking to do some more work on the Chamber of Secrets soon, and of course, at long last, I will get my Diagon Alley review out as well. So, plenty of stuff coming. Stay tuned for that. If you have enjoyed, then please leave a like or a comment down below. You can share the video if you like, and also please subscribe to the channel for future updates. There's also some links in the description if you want to help me out, either through affiliate links or at my Patreon. And until next time, have a good one. Bye.